Reject Nation, Greg and John here. Little heads up, I'm going out of town this Sunday for a full week. With that in mind, this guy's working currently off of about 4 hours of sleep all week to try to get everything done this week and to get all the videos covered for Patreon next week. Got a lot of filming and editing to get done until midnight tonight when Falcon and Winter Soldier drops.
Non-stop party train.
And also many hours ago, I don't know if it's a keyword, but I got the shot.
You got the thing?
I got the shot.
You've been nated.
And with that in mind, gotta get as much filming done before anything goes wrong with my body.
Before you start to crash.
And then, of course, in the middle of like, oh, gotta move. This film theory video came out, and I'm like, well, everything can wait.
Film theory's got a video out.
Film theory's videos are incredible, and I love their theory videos. So, we're gonna watch the 3 big twists of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Let's get down to business.
Look, I know that Disney is hyper aware these days of what the internet's gonna freak out about. Baby Yoda and Mandalorian, boom, immediately broke the internet. Slow pan up on Captain America holding Thor's hammer in Endgame, nothing better. Evan Peters as Quicksilver in Wandavision, big boner energy. That's a boner with an H. That's his real name. Don't hit us with that one, YouTube. That's not on us. That's a Disney thing. They know the theories, they know the hashtags, but most of all, they know how to manipulate the memes. But for their new series, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I've got something they'd never think of. Something that would be on a complete other tier of iconic. Ladies and gentlemen, to you, I present the meme. Falcon kick!
Falcon punch!
Make him call it a Falcon punch. Just have him say it once.
Falcon.
Just once, Disney.
Why did we never go there with that?
I know, at least not on video. I've had the thought at least once.
What the hell?
Falcon punch.
Damn
wow,
it.
That's a missed opportunity.
Then
we failed.
It'd be a very different conversation right now. We'd be like, oh, that's what we said, Matt.
Today you're stealing our joke.
Content thief!
That we stole from Smash Bros.
And now we're here. Glad we could pause the video for that. Let's keep it going. Wow.
Hello, Internet.
That is
Welcome
longer
to
than the
Film
Marvel credits.
More
characters.
Are red, white, and clickbait green. So let's say for a minute that you're Marvel. Congratulations on your boatloads of money. But you also have yourself a problem. In Avengers 3, you had your big bad throw a literal moon at people. And it wasn't even his finishing move. In the last major film, you mixed together a decade's worth of every character that has the potential to sell an action figure. You killed
That
off
is
the
not
guy
a flattering
who started it
Steve.
all. So how do you top all of that? Well, if the 2 Disney Plus installments that kicked off this new phase are any indication, the strategy wasn't to go wider, it was to go deeper. Sure, Wandavision on the surface was a kooky offbeat riff on sitcom tropes, but underneath it was an emotionally devastating exploration of being trapped in your own personal prison of grief, trauma, and loss. And now, their newest
damn good
installment,
show.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, seems to be doing the exact same thing. What on the surface appeared to be a rollicking buddy cop action movie with 2 relatively overlooked faces from the big team-ups is in actuality a series tackling the issues that come along with a superhero wearing a national
issues, man.
costume. You know, like the fact that not everyone on the planet sees that flag and immediately thinks, oh hey, there's the good guy.
Aren't the stars and stripes a little old-fashioned?
Nothing quite like a Disney Plus series that covers all those family-friendly topics like geopolitics, national identity, the treatment of military veterans, racism, and what it actually means for a superhero to also be a symbol of a country. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to block so many uncles on Facebook now that new episodes of this are coming out.
You see, like, I was concerned in a weird way because not really concerned. Concerned is not the correct. Don't use that word, concerned.
Frightened.
Ignore it. Ignore that word. I was feeling like when we were seeing the trailers, was this show gonna get like political? I feel like it would get political, and they emphasized so much action and stuff. And then when we did our interview with Kari Skoglund, director of Falcon and Winter Soldier, when we did that interview, she was talking about how this is gonna explore themes of nationalism, what it means to be a black man in America, to have to take up the Captain America mantle. All that. I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be
the keep your politics out of my entertainment show.
This is gonna be that show.
It's gonna be
Instead
of
like,
debating about Mephisto, people are gonna be debating about actual politics.
I mean, it's from the Captain America world, so yeah. I'm all for it. But I'm getting the hunch that next episode, the one that comes out at midnight, that's the one that's gonna be like, oh boy.
It's
we
just
gonna
gonna be
start
one
getting
long Senate
we
hearing.
going to start being like Disney woke. Arr.
Radical left Disney.
True to its sister from another Mr. series, WandaVision, you can bet that this one is also gonna have its fair share of twists and turns, meaning it's time for us to do what we did with Wanda and Friends, take a crack at breaking apart everything that's gonna happen in the show before episode 2 hits the airwaves, the streaming waves. It's all just the internet. These are all just
tubes.
glorified internet videos. We can agree with that, right? They are on the same status as this show. Suck it, Disney. But just because the metaphorical bright shiny object this time is politics doesn't mean that Marvel isn't gonna throw in some diabolical twists and shocking reveals. And even though it's early in the series, there are definitely some clues out there that made us think that we might already have this
Clues,
figured out,
clues.
or at least we're gonna try. Okay, so the early setup
Let's
for
see
the
what
Falcon
you're
and the
right
Winter
about.
Soldier looks like this. Sam Wilson, aka the Falcon, starts the series off with an immediate twist. Despite Steve Rogers passing on the Captain America mantle to him during the conclusion of Endgame, Sam decides, yeah, you know what? Nah, hard pass. Instead, he decides to gift the shield to the Smithsonian's Captain America exhibit.
We need new heroes, ones suited for the times we're in.
Hey, I will have you know that Chris Evans' biceps are timeless. Most ungrateful gift getter ever. Anyway, instead of donning the shield, Sam keeps busy in 2 ways. The first is helping his sister with her financially strapped business, where he comes to realize that there are some things that not even superheroes can overcome, like the
Sure.
bank. And that's kind of a joke, but also not really.
For real.
How things always tighten around us.
I'm on your side. After all, he's a hero. Is there any chance, and of course you could say no, that I could get a selfie with your arms out?
Are you serious?
Yeah, turns out that saving the universe doesn't pay all that well. Sam's storyline is rife with undercurrents about American racism, economic hardship, and it's a clear allegory for the unique difficulties faced by military veterans trying to return to normal society. I guess we can rule out Avengers 5 being called Subtlety War. When he's not battling lone officers, the Falcon's other preoccupation is helping friends in the US Army seek answers about a new group of troublemakers calling themselves the Flag
Smashers.
This new group of villains wear black and red masks and claim to believe in a world without borders, stating that things were
Purge.
better during the blip.
Call themselves the Flag Smashers.
Was that a new thing? Bad guys give themselves bad names?
Basically, they think that the world was better during the blip.
Oh, also
That's-
one of the
that's
Flag
what you were
Smashers
saying,
has
Matt
super
Pat.
soldier strength, but he's wearing a mask like the rest of them, so we can't see who it is yet. Uh-oh, who's that reveal gonna be? It seems like the show wants us to wonder if Bucky is being bad again and might not even know it himself, but since the internet didn't...
I didn't pick up on that at all.
I didn't even think of that.
Already sure it must be Wolverine or Deadpool or Daredevil. Heck, I wouldn't even be surprised if there were still some Mephisto hangers on.
Mephisto.
Mephisto.
Mephisto's. I believe Mephisto. Cue the
is still
comments.
coming.
Wait, are they friends?
I don't know.
Or was that a
Or was
jab
that
at him?
I can't tell. I mean, it
I don't
seemed-
actually know if they're friends or if that's a jab.
It seems like a good-natured rib in either regard.
Because, I mean, you guys can clarify. I remember when Voss did a whole video. It was like one of those hour-long videos basically about witches and Mephisto. They can appear in Disney in China. They can appear in China. He like did a whole video breaking it down. Whereas Mapat's biggest argument for why you wouldn't get like a Mephisto is because of China.
Yeah.
It's like there were the 2 big theory channels, and they both have very different reasonings for why Mephisto can and why Mephisto can't. So I don't know if this is an actual jab, but I don't know. They're just the kind of people who are actually be buddies and they're just ripping.
Yeah.
They just let that whole thing go on.
They absolutely have to be aware of each other.
Oh, of course, no, undoubtedly about
Yeah,
that. You
so
know?
I feel like it's a good-natured jab.
Okay.
Because, I mean, Eric is Captain Mephisto.
And to make everything just that much worse for Sam, the first episode ends with the shocking reveal that the government lied about agreeing to retire the shield. Instead, they announced that they've selected their own new Captain America, and unlike the original, this one is not here to be a hero for everybody.
While we love heroes who put their lives on the line to defend Earth, we also need a hero to defend this country.
Oh, and Bucky's here too, for reasons, I guess. Honestly, he can't stop having nightmares that helpfully advance the plot. Also, his name's in the title of the show. So obviously, a lot is already going on, but even if it's not your literal job to dig through Kevin Feige's recycling bin for YouTube content, you can probably see why some people are going to be rage posting about the show's debut episode. In one episode, you've already introduced Bucky, a disabled vet struggling with PTSD, Sam confronting injustice of all forms while receiving the old thank you for your service, but not that much, one radical political organization that's against the idea of nations, well, the new Captain America is all about America first. I guess once your main character is literally wearing a country's flag as his uniform while he runs around punching people, whether you intend to or not, you're kind of telling a story tinged with political messaging.
God, it hurts! It hurts!
In the first place. Marvel, back before they were called Marvel, put Captain America punching out Hitler on the cover of the first issue. What's such a big deal about that? Well, this was before the U.S. had actually entered World War II. The point when much of the country
got a lot of crap for it. We got a lot of crap.
And prominent political voices like the America First movement said that we should leave those Nazis alone. Bad take, but it was a popular take at the time. And here's Captain America being like, no, I'm a flag punching him in comic book form. But now it's time to talk theories. In much the same way that a lot of fans who knew their Marvel lore were able to guess that WandaVision's Agnes wasn't really who she said she was before the show even started airing, it'll come as no surprise to learn that the smug-looking guy wearing the riot cop version of a Captain America suit will turn out to be one of the big bads of the series. Need proof? Well, what Falcon and the Winter Soldier seems to be pulling heaviest from is the works of the late Mark Gruenwald. Gruenwald wrote the Captain America series for 10 years, from 1985 to 1995, and was dedicated to using Captain America to explore real issues about patriotism, politics, and American values in a context that his mostly young readers could respond to. Gruenwald made it a point to create villains that would be specific to Captain America, as opposed to generic foes. As such, his Steve Rogers battled a mix of both supervillains and real-world evils, like bigotry, militant groups, and political corruption. Also, Steve was a werewolf for a while.
Yes, yes!
Gotta go there.
1987 Captain America No More, or just the Captain arc, where Steve refuses to follow a government directive he disagrees with, and is officially stripped of his title of Captain America. He's replaced by his former rival, a man named John Walker. And wouldn't you know it, but that just so happens to also be the name of the replacement captain in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
And liquor.
You know about this guy. In the comics, Walker starts as the character Super Patriot, a hashtag Spawn version of Captain America. He's arrogant, he's a sellout, he's just an all-around not good guy. For instance, to boost his fame, he stages a fight against a group of fake extremist supporters of Captain America, to make it clear that he is America's true patriot. Gotta say though, for as obnoxious as he is, he does have this iconic line of, "Ma'am, if Uncle Sam wanted me to be Mickey Mouse, I'd do it." Anyway, the TLDR in this guy is that he embodies the idea of corrupt patriotism. Patriotism taken to dangerous extremes, often resorting to using extreme force, even killing people with his bare hands. He's eventually booted from the Captain America title and adopts the name US Agent, but his use as a symbol is pretty consistent across the franchise. He's the don't version of Captain America. So seeing him put on camera just looks more and more like Marvel building up to a bad guy Avengers team. Something that we've talked about in a previous theory. Walker as the anti-Cap, White Vision as the anti-Vision, evil Black Widow and Thaddeus Ross from their new movie, maybe a return from Agatha or Wanda herself, and Red Hulk or Abomination, because every team needs their Hulk. Of course, that is talking a long ways out, but the pieces are definitely starting to come together. Let's look a bit more short-term though, because here's the thing. If there's a twist in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it's probably not that the new Captain America is a bad dude. Everyone can see that coming. And it's also not that Zemo is gonna show up because, you know, he's in the commercials.
Okay, wait a minute. So, I mean, John Walker, I think he was going to be revealed to be a bad guy.
It seems highly likely.
I mean, if there's one thing that's been happening, if anything, WandaVision proved was that there were a lot of theories that people were having. Some of the trailers from the first episode, they're like, yeah, a lot of them did come true.
Yeah.
Maybe not the most outlandish and most crazy, ridiculous ones, but like something like Agatha, like Agnes, and then you watch it, you're like, okay, yeah, it is Agatha Harkness. And I feel like John Walker is the obvious setup for that. Like, I'd be very surprised if they don't go down that path. It won't upset me if they do, and I'm fully expecting them to go there, especially with everything that they talked about with them planting the seeds of who John Walker represents in the comics, the corrupt patriot as put here. What I find so cool about what this show is already setting up to do, then I hope they really commit to it, is from talking about, just in this video alone, what the comics explored. And then you think about the Captain America movies, and they don't really go all out with exploring the themes. It's there within the DNA of Captain America, you know, like not believing in the Sokovia Accords, not siding with S.H.I.E.L.D. when he learns what's going on in Winter Soldier, and his origin in Captain America. But this show, ironically, that doesn't have Steve Rogers, seems like it's gonna be going way more into the heavier stuff that the comics were able to do that the movies have not done with the Captain America world just yet.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's my entire hope for the show. Yeah.
So let's instead talk about the Flag Smashers. In the comics, Flag Smasher, not an extremist group, but rather just one dude, was another Mark Gruenwald creation. He's pretty much supposed to be a supervillain anti-patriot who believes that national allegiances, no matter what they are responsible for the world's evils. As such, he tries to undermine all world governments through his network Ultimatum, which, I am not kidding, was an acronym for, get this, Underground Liberated, Totally Integrated Mobile Army to Unite Mankind. Yeah, that is some heavy
That's great.
That's
delightful.
Aardvark, that's my acronym. Yeah, it stands for Awkward and Ridiculous Dumb Verbiage Attaining Real Cringe. You gotta spell cringe with a K to make it work. Also, Flag Smasher had a mace for smashing flags? I don't know, maces just make everything cooler. Anyway, it's probably for the best that the Flag Smasher group in the show only seems to be taking the name and the general ideology, but you can immediately see how the Flag Smashers make sense as a villain for a series about who gets to be the new Captain America. They're against national symbols. Captain America is one of those national symbols. Cut and dry. Except there's one major problem with this: the mouse. Think about it. The MCU is all about connecting everything to everything else.
Here we go. What's going on?
Movies, characters, and streaming shows. This media empire is built on people from different backgrounds assembling. How else can you have a Norse god of thunder and an I shoot arrows good man team up? Connection is good in this series. Walls and isolationism is bad. It's a confluence of corporate creative synergy so organically executed that you can feel the ghost of Walt Disney himself saluting from beneath the Matterhorn, or his cryogenic freezing tube, or wherever they're preserving his body. Being pro-global not only delivers a progressive feel-good message, it comes with the added perk that the whole globe now wants to buy your merch. In this way, Disney's interests seem to agree with the ideology, if not the methods, of the Flag Smashers. Which begs the question, why would a studio set up a bunch of characters who espouse pretty much a punk rock version of not only their entire franchise philosophy, but also their entire business model to be the villains of their series? They wouldn't, unless they wanted to look like that's what they were doing to surprise the audience and deliver a pointed message about what heroes are meant to look like. And as Sam said,
I get where you're going with this.
And that, my friends, is why we're calling it. At least one of the big secrets waiting to be unveiled in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is that the Flag Smashers are not the big bads that the show wants us to think they are. After all, in the comics, even the original Flag Smasher actually turned against Ultimatum when he learned that some of his then
learned the acronym.
Had been coming from the Red Skull. So in a similar vein, could it be that the Flag Smashers in the show mean well, but are actually being misled by a villain manipulating them from behind the scenes? Maybe someone like Zemo, who has shown in Civil War that that's exactly how he likes to operate.
Ooh, I love this. I love this. Yeah. That'd be just so cool if Red Skull was like, I am in charge of the Flag Smashers from 4 years because I am so fucking bored.
Hydra always finds a way across time and space, dimensions.
All I know, it's all Hydra still.
The only thing we couldn't do was find Mephisto.
We both did not do a good German accent there. You especially went very Transylvanian.
I did at the end,
especially. What they're talking about with the Flag Smashers, they're like the group in Ready Player One.
Mm-hmm.
You know how there's gonna be that one female character who's probably gonna get along with one of them,
like Torres or somebody like that.
Yeah, Bucky or Sam maybe, and then whoever that actress is, I forget her name. But you with the Flag Smashers, they are like the Ready Player One terrorist group when you're like, oh no, they're actually good. They're fighting the good fight. It's the bad government corporate people.
Yeah, they've just been taken control of and brainwashed and forced into this situation.
I think that's I'm pretty confident that the first half will play that way, but then in the end they'll be like, we're not so different, you and I.
Well, and that can help further diverge from just the binary of good guys and bad guys, and especially in a political show, people get sucked into ideologies for all kinds of reasons.
Oh yeah, no, 100%, John. I agree with you on everything you just said, and that's why you're John Humphrey.
As for what that means or how it specifically plays out, well, that's probably a bit too early to say, especially given that both Bucky and Zemo being back raises the possibility that we're dealing with mind control and people being puppeteered into doing evil's bidding. Or maybe more likely, the Flag Smashers don't exist at all, and the government just made up a false flag threat so John Walker's Captain America
I don't buy that.
arch enemy right away. My money's actually on that one, that the Flag Smashers are actually an inside job. I don't have a lot of proof to point out for that one, but I like the narrative angle, and it's very reminiscent of the Walker origin story that I mentioned before, where he attacks a fake group of extremists supporting Captain America to achieve national headlines and buy-in for himself. Or, and this one is admittedly the long shot, what if there was a recurring Captain America franchise character who was almost always absent for long, unexplained periods of time, but also always happens to show up exactly where they need to direct Steve or his allies in directions that move the story in necessary ways. Someone whose backstory is oddly piecemeal and whose interactions with Steve were always a little bit uncomfortable in context. Someone who is scheduled to show up
he's
as a this series
these are to
as well.
mislead.
What if that character, Sharon Carter,
Oh, he's going
has
Sharon
been
Carter. There's going Arden Sola.
But hey, you know that Red Skull has himself a daughter? Maybe she inherits the family business? Just saying. They're all just theories. Film theories. And cut.
Let's grab him.
You can just hold him in your hand.
Guys, no, I think they are bad. I think they're both bad.
The Flag Smashers and John
I
Walker.
think they're both bad, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think...
And I feel like they'll team up with the Flag Smashers halfway through or something.
I feel like the way Marvel is going to proceed, especially in these series, is they got to give us a couple where it's like, okay, that seems like it's pretty primed to happen, and it will. And then here's like a side surprise you weren't even considering.
I mean, I think that what these shows do really well, and I feel like what Falcon and Winter Soldier will also deal with, is perspectives. Kind of like a damn good anime. When you like dive into the perspectives, you start to realize, oh, this person's actually not the bad. Oh, this person is actually the bad. You know, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, guys, I think it's gonna be some good shit. I'm excited for the next episode that comes out in a few hours.
Woo! Let's sleep.
No. Don't ever bring that word up around this house again.
What? I don't even know what it means.
I'll sleep all week. Oh my God.
Just go and knock out for 7 straight days.
Shit. All right.
Completely missed why we were here.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Keep a lookout for everything else that comes out in our lives. Hopefully some stuff comes out next week. It's okay, John. You're one man. See you guys.